Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Mercurial, back with another video. And let me tell you, this one is wild. We're talking about conspiracy theories, but not just the crazy kind that make you go, maybe. We're diving into the ones that turned out to be true, like the government actually admitted to this stuff. It's enough to make you question everything, you know? So buckle up, hit that like button and subscribe because things are about to get real. We're talking about secret government experiments, cover-ups, lies, all that juicy stuff. It's like a movie, but it's real life and it's happening right under our noses. I'm talking about stuff they don't teach you in school, guys. This is the real deal. So, if you're ready to have your mind blown, keep watching. We're about to go deep into the world of conspiracies that turned out to be true. This is some seriously messed up stuff, guys. You won't want to miss it. Okay, so let's start with something that sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie, MK Ultra. This was a top-secret CIA program that ran for like 2 decades, starting in the 50s. And what were they doing, you ask? Oh, just experimenting on humans. Casual? They were obsessed with mind control, trying to find ways to make people do their bidding. I'm talking about brainwashing, hypnosis, even giving people drugs like LSD without their knowledge or consent. They wanted to see if they could create the perfect spies, people who would do anything they were told. Imagine being one of those people, not even knowing why you were acting so strange, why you couldn't remember things. It's terrifying, right? And the worst part is, the CIA tried to destroy most of the records of this program, but some documents survived, revealing the truth about this messed up experiment. They even used hospitals and prisons to conduct these experiments on unsuspecting citizens. Like, how do you even sleep at night knowing you're doing that to people? It's just wrong on so many levels. Alright, next up we have Operation Paperclip. This one is all about what happened after World War II. So the war is over, the Nazis are defeated, and the US is like, hey, you know those Nazi scientists who were working on all that crazy technology? We want them. I'm not even kidding. They literally recruited hundreds of these scientists, gave them new identities, and brought them to America to work for the US government. Now, I get it. We were in the middle of the Cold War and everyone was trying to get ahead. But still, these were Nazi scientists. People who had committed atrocities, who had helped build weapons of mass destruction, and the US was just like, come on in guys, make yourselves at home. It's just mind-boggling, the lengths they went to for power. They even went so far as to cover up the war crimes of some of these scientists, just to keep them on the payroll. It just goes to show you guys, the government is willing to do some shady stuff to get what they want. They'll make deals with the devil himself if it means gaining an advantage. Okay, this one is just heartbreaking, the Tuskegee syphilis study. This was a study conducted by the U.S. Public Health Service that started in the 1930s and went on for 40 years. They recruited hundreds of African-American men in rural Alabama, most of them poor sharecroppers, to participate in a study about syphilis. But here's the catch. They never told these men they had syphilis. They just told them they were being treated for bad blood, a catch-all term for various ailments. And the worst part? Even when penicillin became widely available as a cure for syphilis in the 1940s, they deliberately withheld treatment from these men. They wanted to study the natural progression of the disease even though it meant these men would suffer and many would die from a preventable disease. Can you imagine the betrayal, the pain these men and their families went through? This wasn't just some small-scale experiment, this was a major government-funded study that went on for decades. It wasn't until 1972 when the story was leaked to the press that the public found out about this horrific abuse of power. Alright, let's talk about the FBI for a minute, specifically a program called COINTELPRO. This was a series of covert and often illegal operations conducted by the FBI from the 1950s to the early 1970s. And what was their target? Political organizations and individuals they deemed subversive. We're talking about civil rights groups, anti-war activists, even feminist organizations. Basically, anyone the FBI considered a threat to national security, which, let's be honest, was a pretty broad definition. They used wiretapping, infiltration, spreading false rumors, even instigating violence to disrupt these groups and discredit their leaders. They went after Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, the Black Panther Party, the list goes on and on. They used their power to silence dissent and control the narrative. It was a full-on assault on freedom of speech and the right to assemble. And the scary part is, much of this was done in secret, without any accountability. It wasn't until the 1970s, when a group of activists broke into an FBI office and stole classified documents, that the full extent of COINTELPRO was revealed to the public. Last but not least, we have the Gulf of Tonkin incident, a pivotal moment in American history. This was in 1964, during the Vietnam War. The US claimed that North Vietnamese torpedo boats had attacked American destroyers in the Gulf of Tonkin. This incident, which turned out to be largely fabricated, was used as justification for escalating US involvement in the Vietnam War. Think about that for a second. A war, with all its death and destruction, launched on a lie. The government manipulated information, used fear and propaganda to convince the public that we needed to send more troops to Vietnam. And for what? Millions of lives lost, countless others forever changed by the horrors of war, all based on a lie. It's a stark reminder of the power of government propaganda, and the importance of questioning everything we're told, especially when it comes to matters of war and peace. This incident, which was later revealed to be based on faulty intelligence and exaggerated reports, had a profound impact on American society, eroding trust in the government and fueling anti-war sentiment. So, there you have it, 5 crazy conspiracy theories that turned out to be true. It's enough to make you paranoid, right? But here's the thing, guys. This isn't about being paranoid, it's about being aware. It's about understanding that the government doesn't always have our best interests at heart, that they're capable of doing some pretty messed up things. And it's our job to stay informed, to question everything, and to hold them accountable. Don't just take their word for it, do your own research, and don't be afraid to speak out against injustice. Because if we don't, who will? So what do you guys think? Are you as freaked out as I am? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to